Welcome to Brandon Pauly's CSC 380 name generator presentation. I'm going to show you it working first. And real quick here we have, alright, input F or M for female and male. Start off with female. We'll do 4 for minimum. We'll do 10 for maximum. And we'll generate 1,000 names. And there we go, 1,000 female names. And run it again. And we'll do male this time. We'll do 5 for minimum, 12 for maximum. We'll do 10,000 names. And there we go. 10,000 boy names. Alphabetical order. Alright, we'll do a code walkthrough next. And start off with namer.java. There's not a lot interesting here. It's mostly just instantiating the classes, acting like a controller. Everything is in main here, so it's just kind of sequentially doing these things. Only thing really to note, I think, is this while loop, which is looping through, and as long as the new names size is less than the number of names that the user has selected to have output, then it's going to ask the Markov model to create another name. And then it's going to check that name for its length and to make sure it's new, and then it will add it to the new names list if it is. Next, we'll look at the UI real quick. It's pretty straightforward here. So begin UI, which asks for the male or female. All this is done with a scanner, obviously, but retrieve numbers. Just ask for the minimum, maximum, and the number of names to make. Output, obviously, just makes the names pretty. Puts them, prints them to the system.out, and then we have some accessors for, the min, max, and stuff like that. Number of names. Next we'll look at name scout here. Name scout. Basically, main thing to look at here is scout names. It's kind of grabbing, its input is a gender. It's just an enum class I made for simplicity. Then it's grabbing the proper file depending on the gender selected, reading the lines of the file with a buffered reader, putting the double underscores around them, putting them into an array list, and then there's an accessor for that array list. Look at the Markov model next. 3D array of doubles for the model. Hash map was just to make things simple on the model in terms of the character encoding. A is 0, underscore is 26. Create model here. That is basically looping through the names, which is, the scout. The name scout has that list of names, so that's passed here to create model. There's a for loop to loop through and call this analyze name function. The analyze name function takes the name string, loops through, and it checks every set of 3 characters, and then it's going to update the model, incrementing the count at the appropriate position in the 3D array. So after it's done looping through those names, here we have our triply nested loop, which is going to go through the 3D array and normalize the rows. So what's happening here is, it's got the row count here right above this inner for loop. So then each row gets, a row count to essentially loop back through and then normalize to get the probabilities on each of them. So that's going to update the 3D model basically in place. Here we have, I'm sorry we looked at that, create name. Alright, so this was, I kind of was stuck on this for a little bit. I feel like there was probably a more clever way to do this, or maybe even more of a lightweight way of doing this, but it wasn't jumping out at me. So what I did was I essentially made a probability bag where, so I instantiate the bag and create name. So every time create name is called, the probability bag is made. Start out with double underscores to start the new string for the name. I am then looping through now. So while next char is not equal to 26 is essentially saying, well, the probability bag is not giving me a random character of underscore based on the probabilities. Continue to ask for another character, because when I get the number 26, then obviously the name is trying to be ended. But so essentially what's happening here is it's asking for the next character. So in the probability bag, .next number is passed an array of doubles. So that is the row in the 3D model. So based on the string name, so we have name, its second to last character and its last character in the array of those. So it's essentially passing that whole array of doubles to the next number function, which we'll look at in just a minute. But what it's getting back, like I said, is a character based on the probabilities in a random number generator. It's adding that character to the name, and then once the name is ended, just for consistency, I added a double underscore at the end again and returned the name. And I'll look at the probability bag and realize I'm running a little long, but real quick here. So every time that probability bag is made and create name, and then its next number is called with the array of doubles, it's essentially, like I said, that's the row that adds up to 1 based on the previous 2 letters. And then what it's doing is it's going through that array of doubles, and for each position in that array of doubles, it's looping again based on the probability. So if the probability is 0.2, it's going to loop 200 times to add that character to the bag, or that character's number to the bag. So then that essentially creates a bag with 1,000 integers that are representing characters. And then when I make my random number generator here and I call the random number generator, it gives me a number between 0 and 1,000. And then I'm asking for the integer in that position in the array. So I'm essentially grabbing a character from a bag based on a probability. Like I said, that was a little bit of a struggle. I'm not sure what would have been more clever, but that's what I got. And it works. So thanks for watching.